Greetings, my friends. Reformed Stoic here, back with another video. I wanted to make a video tonight, but I don't exactly have an idea for a topic to go super deep on, so I'll just say this. This is going to be a little bit different. I really don't care what anybody thinks about me. I don't need a woman to be happy. I don't need friends to be happy. I don't need recognition to be happy. I don't need to be someone in the world. I don't need status. I don't need much of anything, man. I'm happy to have my cats. I'm happy to have a place to live. I think we're living in a very screwed up world. I think a lot of people are being led in the same direction. And I think this is a great time to just tune out and focus on yourself and be one of the beautiful ones. Remember, in the mouse Utopia, the beautiful ones were the mice that just ran on their wheel and cleaned themselves and just tried to be the best they can be in a really screwed up Utopia where things just weren't the way they're supposed to be, man. And that's just pretty much what I have to say right now, is that things just aren't the way that they're supposed to be. If I had to give a quick summary of why I think that is, I think television had people kind of marching in step. Television media was really like the ultimate mind control weapon of the masses. If you go down the rabbit hole, look at Jay Dyer videos about it, it's like Hollywood Studios was ultimately owned by the military. And the internet either continued that to a greater extent, like it kind of created this fork in the road where you're either like staring at TikTok and you're sub 90 IQ and you're like watching an infinite stream of 30-second videos of idiots wasting their time, or you've used the internet to exit the cave, so to speak. To, you know, there's all kinds of stuff out there, and you're either wasting your time with a never-ending stream of mind-numbing crap, or you've gone down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and there's a lot of different levels. There's different levels to the rabbit hole, but you've at least gone far enough down the rabbit hole where you realize that society's messed up, the government's messed up. This is a messed up time to be alive. I had a quote in a video a while ago, I think it's been over a year now, that we are living in the desert between the 9-to-5 nuclear family boomer era, which is obviously like has come to an end, and automation, UBI, AI. So this is a transitionary period, and that might have something to do with what the title of this video is. I started to get a little bit rusty on making videos, guys, so I just really wanted to turn on the camera and say something, get some sort of a message out there. But we're in a transitionary period, and I think there's a chance it might benefit you to just be who you are, man. Be who you are. I'd say if you're one of these guys who's been struggling to fit in, it's going to stop hurting when you spend some time just not caring. Like, stop trying to win people's approval. Stop trying to be accepted, because you're just not. And I think the reason you're not accepted is because you're special. And maybe someday that will pay off, man. You know, I wouldn't count on anything to save you. You know, if you want life to get better, you're going to have to do it on your own. But when it comes to the elite, I'd say we don't have it all figured out as far as like what their end game is. You know, they might be disgusted by the TikTok watching masses, and they might have some sort of a plan to like elevate interesting people. You know, like I said, I would never count on it. Regardless, like the way that they micromanage society is not right, to say the least, and evil, to maybe say the most. But who knows what their plan is, man. They either hate the people who see what's going on. That's kind of the traditional idea. They don't like people who see through their plans, and they want to kill us, and you know, they want to throw us off or whatever, so they can have their slave cattle population. Or they don't like the masses, you know, just like us. And maybe at some point in the future, as things change and we get to a time where things are automated and maybe UBI is around the corner or being instated, maybe they have some sort of a plot to help elevate us up, man. I don't know. I would never count on it, but I also wouldn't count that off. People listen to that saying like, oh, that's ridiculous. The elite would never do this or do that. We don't really know what the elite are going to do, okay? Maybe they're lonely at the top, and maybe they're like looking for just people who are awesome, you know? Because in this desert towards automation, in this transitionary period, obviously a lot of guys have just said, you know, I'm pushing a boulder up a hill like Prometheus for nothing. And shame doesn't work. The shaming model doesn't work. I've been made aware of this dichotomy of let's see, it's shame versus like conscience or morals. I think I'm forgetting the exact word that was used, but basically morals, you know, like feeling bad versus shame. I really wish I could remember exactly what the word was, but feeling bad, your internal conscience versus shame. Like, is the way that you act based off of what you know to be right versus wrong? Or is it people shaming you? Is it like the fear of getting caught and how people will shame you? Or is it your knowledge of right and wrong that dictates your behavior? And I think it's safe to say that normies, you know, your average normie is atheist and trust the experts and plugged into everything the news says and trying to live their life like some sort of a rapper or a pop star. Everything they know is shame-based. The way they act is based off of shame. They're terrified of people judging them and making them feel shame. So because that's what they live their life by, they try to use that on you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is how you spend your time. You don't have any friends. You don't have a girlfriend. They think that shame is going to like drive you to do better. That's ultimately, in their mind, they're just trying to help you not be weird by their shame-based manipulation. It's like operant conditioning through shame. And that's how normies are wired. That is not how I'm wired. Ultimately, the video kind of just started with me just kind of pounding my chest and saying, I don't care what people think. I've gone this far. I've spent so long being a pariah, man. I've spent so long being a pariah. I just went through a situation where somebody just really did everything they can to drag my name through the dirt. I mean, I've been going through that for the last few years. This has just been really crazy, man. You know, it started with people kind of like getting under my skin, and then I lashed out, and then people made sure to document that, and then they're trying to like go on a big smear campaign and show everybody that I just don't care, man. I don't care. And then the video started to kind of go into like, you know, maybe me giving some sort of advice or telling a story. I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, like, I really don't care what people think of me. I like having a nice warm place to live. I like to read and study and work out. and just play drums, even though maybe I'm never going to do anything with it. I'm sure good at it. I'm sure a lot better than a lot of other people who do stuff with it, but whatever, man. We're in a transitionary period. We are the beautiful ones. I am one of the beautiful ones. I think that's something that I want to start. Just try to make that a thing, man. Maybe to break off from the chosen ones, because I'd say the beautiful ones doesn't have anything to do with like spirituality. Okay, my spirituality is I'm a Catholic, and I get the idea that not that many people want to hear me talk about it, and that's fine. So just, you know, from the mouse Utopia experiment, it's where a bunch of mice were put into a utopia where they have all the food they could ever need, and then society kind of became meaningless, and all the normie mice couldn't really tell, so they just buy into all the bull crap. And then there's the beautiful ones who don't bother going out anymore. They stay at their place, run on their wheel, clean themselves. They develop some sort of a higher way of life that probably the people observing them couldn't understand. You know, at the end of the day, they're mice, and we're not. We're people. We're people, but society is sick, and people fill their lives up with, like, entertainment. And, you know, I watch entertainment. I got some Platonist guy in my chat saying, like, oh, don't listen to music with lyrics, and don't watch movies, and don't watch television so you can ascend into the monad or whatever. That's not me, you know? I'd like to have a good taste in music and movies and entertainment, and ultimately I make sure to not let it become an idol. But I'm just seeking something higher, you know? I go to Mass, I pray, I do the rosary every day. I got my little altar over there, Catholic altar, and I just do me, man. I do what I like to do, and then I also push myself. And beautiful ones, I am one of the beautiful ones, and it's not about like being beautiful. You got a beautiful spirit, you got a beautiful mind. What you're about is beautiful. The way that you see the world is beautiful, because something's coming, man. We are transitioning towards something. And I brought up the elite earlier, like, well, what do the elite really want? Because they're driving the ship, okay? They're driving the ship, and maybe it sounded a little bit ridiculous or, like, wishful, hopeful thinking to say, like, oh, you know, maybe they're fascinated by the people who are smart enough to see through their plot, and so maybe they'll elevate us somehow, and then they'll flush everybody else down the toilet. Like, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just speculating. They're driving the ship. The World Economic Forum, the Royal Society, Freemasons, whoever. I don't need to go down the big list of who rules the world. They're driving this ship, man, and ultimately they decide what happens next, because it's like, we don't need as many people to work anymore. So what are they going to do with all the people who are out of work? Are they just going to give people UBI and put them up? Are they going to try to depopulate people somehow? Are they going to elevate the interesting people and then kind of like weed out people with no impulse control who are obsessed with TikTok? Or are they going to turn all the people obsessed with TikTok into slaves and then just like kill everybody who can see through what's going on, or just turn the TikTok slaves against the people who see what's going on? I mean, ultimately, we can kind of start to see the emerging of a pattern with the whole fake news, and we saw how things went in 2020, so I don't know, man. I'm a little bit rusty with making videos, so I'm kind of breaking the third wall a little bit. This is a bit of a bizarre video to just try to, like, get back in the swing of things. I do want to say that I started taking boron. A lot of people are recommending boron, and I just saw that YouTube short from this podcaster guy. He got his testosterone checked, and the doctor said it was like the low end of average. He put him on a magnesium supplement and boron, and his testosterone levels doubled. I've been taking boron and magnesium for like maybe 3 or 4 days now, and I do feel a little bit different. I just feel a little bit like calm. I feel a little bit more calm, and Hopefully it's not going to affect my video making. More than anything, I just feel like I've fallen out of the swing of things. I'll get back into that. But I kind of just wanted to turn on my camera and just say, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. And I'm not dangerous. Okay? I just had a lot of people talking about me like I'm dangerous. Somebody testified at court. He was punching on camera. Well, he was punching on camera. I mean, it's weird, man. Okay, I had a big portion of my life where everybody said I was short and called me a bitch. And now I've had this pattern where everybody's calling me dangerous. I'm not dangerous, man, okay? I work out and train so I can be left alone, okay? I just want to be left alone. I don't need anyone. I wouldn't mind having friends. I wouldn't mind having a girlfriend, but, you know, I got off weed. I got off cigarettes. I don't know, I've been on and off cigarettes. Got off alcohol. I got out of the occult like 4 or 5 years ago. I can tell you why I think it makes sense that I got into the occult, because I was looking for some sort of a weird, creative way to spend my time. And I'm still doing that. And it's just like, there needs to be a cap. There needs to be a ceiling. It's like, I get it. You're bored and you spend a lot of time alone and you're isolated. And you're looking for something else. And you're looking for like a unique way to express yourself. Take my word for it, folks. Don't do it through the occult. Don't do it through New Age spirituality. Okay? Like, just because you're bored, you don't want to play with your soul. You don't want to be this edgelord who's like, oh, I have the power, demons and crap. Like, it's not worth it, bro. There's very likely some consequences for me getting into that stuff. But I will say the more brilliant intellectual Christians I find, you know, Augustine, he used to be into some things that were arguably occult. He was a Manichaean. G.K. Chesterton messed around with the occult. It sounds like C.S. Lewis had some sort of a borderline philosophical occult deist kind of a phase. So it's not the end of the world, especially if you never like were in something extremely organized. Okay, I was LARPing in my home by myself and I knew not what I was doing. So I think I'm gonna be all right. Ultimately, I think some of the things that I've faced over these last few years, yeah, my deviance might have manifested into that as a punishment. So, but I can live with it, man, because I can tell you right now, guys, like, I just don't care. If you heard gossip about me, I don't care. You don't like me, I might not like you. I'm able to forgive. So if you're somebody in my past who did me wrong and you're like, hey man, you know what, I'm sorry I did you wrong, no problem, bro, water under the bridge. But if not, I'm not gonna like go looking for you. I really don't. I get nervous talking about this stuff. People are ruining my fun, dude. Okay? I'm a little bit just like quiet right now, reserved. That's how I'm feeling after court. It's like, wow. A lot of people just went out of their way to try to drag my name through the dirt and try to do me dirty and say that I'm dangerous and, oh, he punches in front of his camera. I'm feeling a little bit quiet right now. So I kind of had to force myself to sit in front of my camera and make a video. I'm just not bothered, man. And the reason I work out and try to take care of myself and want to up my testosterone is because I want to be able to like be in public. And you know, when I'm out and about, I want to be looking good. I don't want my hair to be look stupid. I want to have a cool hat and I want to be dressed nice. And yeah, I want to look the best I can be and I want to be able to take care of myself the best that I can. So it's like, when I'm out and about, I want people to think, hey, who's that guy? Like, that's an alright looking guy. That's kind of a cool looking guy, especially if I don't know who I am. And chances are, when I get the hell out of here, nobody will know who I am. And that's going to be great. But, I'm just like, I don't want to say I'm fed up with people. It's just whatever, dude. And when people give me that look, like, oh, I saw that clip that you made, you know, my theory is that this town is really boring. It's just really boring. And there's just nothing going on here. So people are just kind of like entertaining themselves with what I got going on. Because I got something going on. This channel's not much, but it's something. And frankly, I feel like it's time for like a new momentum around here. And I don't know what that is right now, and I'm really feeling me, and I'm really feeling doing myself, and we're back to streaming on Monday, but I'll be pretty slow with that, man, because I'm just ready for something new. And yeah, I do feel like my testosterone is going up, and it's making me feel very, like, quiet and reserved. I'm not feeling super goofy right now. I'm not feeling like belittling myself or making a gag out of myself for people's entertainment. I'm loving my music. Man, I can tell you what a really good playlist would be is Boards of Canada, Kate Bush, Cocktail Twins, and The Cure. Man, a playlist with all their best albums. Put that on shuffle. I might get that going and just vibe out, work out, read, study. I'm finishing up this book on medieval times. Thinking about reading a book about natural law. I'm just kind of thinking about what's next, guys. I feel like this is the end of a very big arc. And I'm feeling pretty inward right now. So there's the video. I am unaffected. I'm me, bro. I feel like you kind of individuate. Okay, see, that's why it reminded me of the occult. Because in the left-hand path, the idea of the left-hand path versus the right-hand path is people are like, oh, if you take the right-hand path, then basically you just get absorbed into God, and then you're no longer individuated. So the left-hand path is you're trying to continue this individuation process. I don't want to do that spiritually. But as far as like who I am as a person, I do feel like there's kind of like a metaphor there where it's like I am strengthening my personality, I'm strengthening my will, I'm strengthening who I am to where it's like, if you're weak and you're flimsy, you'll try to be this person who's like, oh, I listen to Kate Bush and Cocktail Twins, and I have to live with the fact that I yelled in the camera a few times, and you'll just get crushed. You'll get crushed by the weight of normies and the cult of normies, because you can't handle it, because you're a weak person. But I do feel like I have strengthened my will and who I am to where it's like I can handle being who I am. I can handle group shaming because I'm tough, because I'm in shape, and because I take care of myself, and I'm smart, and it is what it is, man. Like, I have individuated in terms of like who I am as a person in this world. So, you know, there's nothing worrying there. Like, I'm not taking the left-hand path. I'm a Catholic. But let's just say, like, you know, if you're turning away from society, like, you know, you take a right in society and you go with people and with society, which is wrong, which is normies, which is TikTok brain rotters. Well, I want to take a sharp left away from that. And you have to be strong to individuate yourself from amongst the crowd, you know, to stand out, to be different. So that's what I got. Somehow I managed to talk about all that for almost 24 minutes. So I hope you guys are doing all right. I will kind of brainstorm and try to think where exactly I want to go from here, because I find I'm a little bit tuckered out, contemplative, inward. Maybe that's just how I'll be feeling for the rest of the year. There's always time. There's been many different things going on since I've had this channel. So that's how I'm feeling right now. That's what I got for you guys. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.